Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy Vel, and we are back with another video on the League of Legends channel. And I'm actually here with a special guest, Jake. Say what's up, Vel.
What's up, guys?
So basically, you all might not know this, but I'm a Mobile Legends YouTuber. I came from the Mobile Legends community, and Jake is actually the person who got me into MOBAs. A lot of you all know ASK Jake. Some of you all might not, but yeah, he's the one who got me into MOBAs. And we were super excited when we found out League of Legends was coming because he never got into Mobile Legends, but obviously we both into League of Legends. So you're going to be seeing a lot more collabs with us. But anyway, I don't want this video to be too long. So we're going to be going over 15 of the strongest confirmed heroes in this new upcoming League of Legends. So it's going to be called League of Legends Wild Rift. There's not going to be all 140 something champions. I got to get in the habit of calling them champions. I'm used to saying heroes, but there's not going to be all of them. There's only going to be about 40 or 41 champions in this new released version. So yeah, we're going to just go out of these 41. We're going to go over the best. And Jake is the expert here, so he's going to tell us, he's going to basically introduce us to some of the heroes and why they're the best. So starting out, we're going to start with number 1. So who would you say is going to be one of the first heroes that's really good in this new league?
I would probably say Annie would be one of the best. She is a burst champ middle. She can also go support because if she hits you 3 times, she has a little stun. And basically, once you get stunned, she can burst you down before you can do anything about it. She's going to want to target squishies and assassins because, like I said, she goes middle lane. And like I said, if she stuns you, it's game over from there.
So she's good at stunning mid lane. And what type of rotations is it in League of Legends? Do you have the rotations where you just go back and forth between bottom and top, or do you like stay in the middle for a long time? How does it work in League?
A lot of the times you want to stay in your lane in middle because you have a jungler who's going around, and it's a jungler's job to basically gank all the lanes. As a middle laner, if you see someone struggling and the jungler is not doing his job, or he's up top and you see the bottom lane is open and they're overextending, then yeah, you're okay to go down and help out. But most of the time you want to stay in your lane because in League of Legends there's different tiers, and middle is tier 1, top is tier 2, and bottom is tier 3. And the reason that middle is a tier 1 tower is because if you lose that, it's the shortest route from rift to rift, so you don't want to lose that tower. So middle is a very important role.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense actually, and that's great information for those of us who are coming from Mobile Legends, because that's actually completely different from what we do. There's no such thing as a jungler role in Mobile Legends, so that's good information to know. But moving on, next hero, what is the second hero that you think is going to be really good?
Blitzcrank. He is a support, tanky. So basically, he has a pull where he can extend his arm and grab you and pull you back, and then he can smack you and send a shockwave and send you up in the air. So he kind of can pull you and stun you for like a good second or two. And if you know, as a ADC, that's enough time to do quite a crap load of damage to somebody.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of stuns, yo. So what lane does he go in? Does he stick with the marksman or what?
Yes, he sticks with the marksman most of the time, and like I said, he himself can do quite a lot of damage, and partnered with the ADC, he can completely destroy bot lane.
All right, okay, so he's another one. Let's move on to the next one. What's the next hero?
His name is Darius, and he is a top kind of tanky fighter, and he has also a pull, not as much range as Blitzcrank, but he can pull to you, and he kind of like dunks on you where he slams his axe down, and that move alone does quite a lot of damage and causes a bleeding effect, which takes your health a little bit by little for a few seconds, and it can get a lot of damage in on him and cause some problems early game when you're trying to farm.
All right, so Darius is going to be a strong top laner. How many people are in your top lane on League? Is it just one?
There's one. Yeah, you got one top lane, one jungle, one mid, 2 bot.
Okay, so that's good to know how the lane's set up. It's a little bit different in Mobile Legends. We have 1-2-2 or 1-3-1. Like, that's actually very different. That jungler role is actually interesting, but we gonna get into that in some future videos. So if you all do want to see us talk about League more in depth, we do have more videos coming soon. But anyways, let's jump to the next hero. The next champion. Who's the next one?
This champion is gonna be Draven, and he is a really good ADC slash carry. He basically, when he normal attacks, he has a move where he'll throw his axe and it'll bounce back up in the air, and you got to go underneath it to grab it. And the more you grab it, and when you finally get a kill, the stacks will increase. And when you finally get a kill, you get more gold for that kill than any other person in the game. So he's really easy to snowball with and get really strong with, and he has a speed boost, so he can easily escape like most of the things you throw at him. And every time he catches an axe, the speed boost actually resets, so he's got a really good escape.
Okay, so yeah, he's actually one of the few heroes, or one of the few champions that I know from there, because I actually watched Tyler 1 and that's like all he plays. But yeah, so that I can't wait to play him. We actually have a hero similar to him in Mobile Legends called Bruno. They actually changed him and basically copied League for that hero. So yeah, I can't wait to actually play him in League. But all right, who's next?
The next one is going to be a champion called Fizz, and I know you've heard of him. He has basically he's a middle laner, he's an assassin, so that means he can dish out tons of damage. He can dart in between lanes, so like if he's in jungle, he can skip over terrain, so he's really good at dodging stuff. And then he has an invincibility where he'll stand on his pole and basically dodge any move at that specific time. So if timed perfectly, you can almost escape any kill that was going to come to you, or any death.
Yeah, that does sound pretty powerful. All right, next, who's the next one?
Jax, he is going to be a jungler, really strong jungler. So every time he attacks, he gets a max of 6 stacks, and those 6 stacks increases his attack speed drastically. So, and he does tons of damage, and his ult even increases his damage. He's kind of like a mage jungler, so he can attack really fast and do quite a lot of damage and jump on you from the bushes.
So in League, does the jungler just stay in the jungle and jungle all game? Do you stay in your jungle? Do you go in the enemy's jungle? How does the jungle role work?
In League of Legends, you know, you can either start off by stealing enemies' red or blue buff, but that will require like your whole team. So you'll have to get like your bot lane to come up, your mid lane to come down, you know, some help to steal the jungler's red or blue buff. And that basically will sit the other jungler back drastically. You can stay in your lane if you want, or in your jungle if you want. And then over time, you do want to branch out and steal their jungles so that you can stop them from jungling. Because if you weaken the jungle and your lane's winning, you basically have that lane won, because the jungler can't do anything to help him because he's under leveled compared to, say, your laner or your jungle.
Okay, so that's actually very, very similar to our mid laner in Mobile Legends. So that's going to be dope to see a role dedicated to that. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in playing with the jungle role. But who's the next champion?
Next one's going to be Lux. And in your last video, you talked a little bit about Lux, but she's a middle laner and she's a support. She's mainly a middle laner because she's a really strong mage. She has a root that it has crazy distance. She has a dot that when she hits you, she puts a dot on you, and then if you use any move or actually just hit him again, it does extra damage on top of the damage she already does. And her range is nuts. Her ult alone can reach quite a distance, and she's really good at poking from quite a bit of ways away.
Okay, so yeah, she sounds like a really good hero too. I'll definitely have to try out Lux, man. I'm gonna have to try out a lot of these. I really only played Marksman back when we played League, so I didn't get to test out as many heroes as I want to, because I did find Mobile Legends. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try her out. Who do we have next?
Nasus. Nasus is a top laner tank, and every time you kill a minion with Nasus, you get a stack, 3 for minions, 6 for champions or big jungle monsters, and each time that increases your damage of your Q, and that's where a lot of your damage will come from, is Nasus. So you farm, you build tanky, and then you get to the point where you can almost one-shot ADCs and take full 20-minute damage from ADCs and still be okay to live. He also has an ult that increases his health regeneration and gives kind of like a burning AoE to everybody in his vicinity. So
you said he's a tank?
Yes, he's a really good tank. He's one of the tankiest tanks in League of Legends if you know how to build him.
And you said he deals damage too. So tanks are supposed to be getting kills in League as well.
Um, Tanks aren't really supposed to be getting kills in League, but Nasus can dish out quite a lot of damage early game. Late game, he's supposed to let you kill him because he has one of the strongest slows in League of Legends. So if he hits you with it, you're basically not going to go anywhere. He has an AoE where a big circle will form around you, and if he hits you, he does even more damage with his Q. And the more stacks he gets, the harder it gets to fight him.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. Well, that makes sense. What about the next hero?
The next hero's name is Riven, and basically her only issue is she has crazy damage if you know how to build her right, and she has a lot of agility. So most of her moves send her forward. She has another move that gives her a little shield, and her Q is actually a 3-part move that you can activate 3 times. One to attack, two to lunge you forward, and then a third will do like an overhand attack to lunge and bring the blade down and cause more damage. And then her R is basically her sword is broken in half. Her R completes her sword, which gives you even more damage and a ranged attack at that to attack anyone that might have just barely got out of your range.
Yeah. So she sounds sick as well. All right then. What about the next hero? Who we have next?
The next hero is actually called Teemo / the Devil because he is one of the strongest champions in League of Legends. He has one of the meanest pokes. He can blind you and he'll make you miss your next few attacks. He poisons you if he uses his ability and hits you. So it comes to a point where if you're a melee champ, you basically cannot possibly go against the Teemo top lane. It's almost impossible to win.
Okay, so yeah, Teemo is actually one of the few heroes that I actually did play with, and yeah, he was a lot of fun to play with.
He has mushrooms and stuff as well that he hides around the map, and he can hide quite a bit of those, and he can also go invisible if he stands still, so he can be quite a pain.
What does the mushrooms do again?
If they blow up if you go over them, and they do quite a lot of damage, and they poison you. So It does an initial explosion, and then they poison you over time, little by little.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. We actually have something like that in Mobile Legends. But who's next?
Tryndamere. Tryndamere is one of the strongest crit top lanes that you will ever come across. He can also do jungle, but he really excels in top lane. He has a E that lunges him to you, and as he does like a circular motion. His W, or I don't know if it'll be the same in that, but he has a move that'll slow you if your back's turned to him, or increases attack speed if it's not. And if you build a certain weapon on him to increase crit, you're basically gonna almost one-shot everybody. And then to say you're about to die, he has his ult that stops him from dying for 5 seconds.
Okay, so that sounds like a dope champion too. What about next?
Next champion is going to be So. He is going to be an assassin mid laner, and he is extremely strong. He has a Q that stabs, and if you use it 3 times, you get the ability to throw a tornado, which is actually how you use your ult. If you hit someone with your tornado, they get kind of like stunned for a second, and then you hit R and you fly to them and you slice them a bunch of times. He has an E, so he can dart to multiple different minions and stuff like that. And if you have 3 stacks and you use E to dart to a minion, you'll actually do an AoE turn, and then basically the W is what makes him strong, is he can do a barrier shield to block any projectiles in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that sounds insane. So he sounds like a really strong champion. What's next?
Zed, he's a middle laner, and this is kind of like the same with Hanzo. He has a move where he separates his body and sends like a shadow of him forward, and he Q, which can throw like his blades forward and do damage, and then he has an E which spins him and his shadow together, and then his R can transfer his body and the shadow's body to wherever you need to go. So if you're in trouble, you can send him across the barrier and teleport to the shadow.
Yeah, that actually sounds exactly like Hanzo. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be happy to play that champion when he comes out in the game. Who do we have next?
The next champ is going to be Master Yi. He is going to be a jungler, and that's basically the only role he can play. He is extremely strong with crit. He has a Q that basically teleports him a little bit forward and can attack up to 3 enemies. His W heals him in a little meditation sort of thing. And then another move he has can increase his attack power. Just that's all it really does. And then his R can increase his attack speed and his movement speed. So he's basically one of the best champs to chase somebody down if they're low. He can easily 1v5 if he's played right.
So yeah, he's that strong. I didn't know he was like that. I know you actually used to play him a lot back when we were playing. So yeah, I thought he was pretty good. But all right, who do we have next?
Our final champ is called Fiora, and she is a fighter top lane, and she kind of resembles kind of like a lancer, and her basic moves are lunging, going forward. She's very good at traversing and doing tons of damage really quick, and she's one of the champions that if you go top lane against, you're probably going to lose if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay, so there we have it, man. Like that, this is a lot of information. I feel like this actually helped me kind of understand what I have to look forward to. We got a lot of information about how laning works, how the new jungler role, well, the jungler role is going to be new for us coming from Mobile Legends. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that I've learned. I'm sure this video is going to help a lot of people. I know it's going to be a lot of League veterans that probably see this video, so we're going to have more League content coming. If you're a veteran at League, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you can share some of your information and stuff that you know and you've experienced down in the comment section as well, so you can help all of us who comes from Mobile Legends and we want to get a little better at League, so you all can help us get better and make the transition to learn how to play this game. But that's pretty much it, y'all. Thanks for coming on, Jake. Definitely appreciate it, homie.
No problem. Always appreciate sharing my knowledge of what little I know.
All right, y'all. Make sure you all drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, y'all.
I don't know nobody, so don't ask for no favors. Don't ask for no paper, they leave when you losing, but they coming back later. Promise they coming back later. I'm up now, she wanna now. She keeps saying she